After my sworn enemy went bankrupt, she became my caged songbird. Every day, I touched her and slept with her. Her face would flush crimson with rage. Yet she endured it in humiliation. Until one day, I caught her on the phone, her face full of impatience. So what if she is not bankrupt? Who dares talk nonsense around her? They are asking for trouble. Bai Ningbing had gone bankrupt, once the untouchable queen of the business world. Overnight, she became a Cinderella drowning in debt. Every rival she had once crushed was eager to kick her while she was down. Miss Bai, lick my shoe, and I will give you 10,000 yuan. Otherwise, selling drinks alone. You could not repay those debts in 10 lifetimes. Bai Ningbing merely lowered her eyes, standing there with quiet dignity. She looked pitiful and fragile. I walked right over, threw a stack of cash at the manager, and took her away. She spoke coolly. You came to laugh at me too. I turned toward her, with a half smile. What else? At that, Bai Ningbing. Her face darkened at once. I pulled out the cash I had prepared from my bag, and flung it at her. Be mine, and I will pay you 10,000 yuan a day. Her brows knotted instantly. What did you say? I knew that meant she was angry. After all, everyone in our circle knew we had always been enemies. Now, while she was down, I was humiliating her like this. She had to be furious. Hands on my hips, I taunted her smugly. 10,000 yuan a day. I am keeping you. You are buried under debt. Other than me, who can help you now? Seeing Bai Ningbing, humiliated, until even her fingertips trembled with rage, gave me an inexplicable thrill. I threw down another stack of cash. Bright red bills scattered across the floor. It is yours. Pick it up and come with me. Take it now, or lose your chance. Bai Ningbing stared at me without a word. In the end, she could not resist the lure of money. Slowly, she bent her knees and crouched down. With humiliation written across her face, she took the bills from the floor, picking them up one by one. Her voice was low and heavy, as if soaked in water. Fang Yuan, do you often help people this way too? With one sharp slap, I struck her perky backside. Your patron's private life is none of your business. Bai Ningbing's expression darkened further. As former sworn enemies, Bai Ningbing had always disliked me, because she looked down on everyone equally. But I was different. I disliked her, because I could not have her. After all, her face looked like it had been sculpted for a video game, and her lush figure was impossible not to crave. I had thought I would only resent her bitterly from the shadows for the rest of my life. Who knew such a perfect chance would come along? She must truly have owed a fortune, because she obeyed me the entire way, afraid I would return her. Even when I straddled her right after her shower, she only turned her head away in anger, refusing to look at me. I gripped her chin, forcing her to meet my eyes. Bai Ningbing, you know what a caged songbird is supposed to do, right? Overcome by emotion, the corners of her eyes had turned red. After a long moment, she grudgingly answered yes. I pushed her back, then kissed me from here to here. I made sure she saw where I was pointing. Bai Ningbing's face flushed red with rage. Even her tightly pressed lips trembled faintly. I will not. I narrowed my eyes. I lifted my leg to climb off her. Then I will not keep you. Give the money back. But a slender hand quickly gripped my ankle. Bai Ningbing's voice was unbearably dry. No, I can do it. The power of money truly made her unable to refuse. She rose and knelt beside me. Humiliation all over her face, she bent down. Her lips brushed my collarbone. Her feather-like kisses trailed downward. Wait, how was she this good at it? My toes curled involuntarily. I grabbed her hair. She was forced to stop. She looked up with feigned innocence. What is it? I tried to steady my trembling voice. Let us stop here for now. I cannot take much more. At that, Bai Ningbing's lips seemed to curve upward on their own. All right. Though my desires were wild, my actual experience was next to nothing. I never expected Bai Ningbing to be this skilled. That little bit of foreplay had already made me call a halt. What kind of patron would that make me? I needed to assert my authority. I faced Bai Ningbing, whom I had just sent off to tidy the furniture, and ordered her harshly. Why are you wearing so much at home? Take it off. Bai Ningbing froze at once. She was only wearing a t-shirt on top. If she took that off, she would be left in only her underwear. Anger filled her beautiful brows and eyes. She said nothing, but her expression was full of resistance. I used my ultimate weapon. If you will not, return the money. Sure enough, she gritted her teeth bitterly. Reluctantly, she set down what she was holding. Under my smug gaze, she pulled off her t-shirt through clenched teeth. I looked her over carefully and realized Bai Ningbing's figure was truly irresistible. She was voluptuous in all the right places, slim where she should be, with beautifully smooth lines. Beneath my open, unrestrained scrutiny, Bai Ningbing's face flushed red with anger. Fang Yuan. She shouted my name in frustration, but there was nothing she could do. She could only turn and enter the bathroom, trying to hide herself. I followed her without hesitation. I watched water splash up as she washed her hands, droplets falling across her full breast, quivering with every breath. It was unfairly tempting, as if she were deliberately seducing me. I wiped my mouth. Bai Ningbing, come here and let me touch you. She instantly went on guard. Before she could react, I threatened her first. If you will not, return the money. In the end, she could only look at me with aggrieved, humiliated eyes, then close them as though resigned to her fate. Once again, she turned around through clenched teeth. Facing me, she stood still. I nodded in satisfaction. The moment my fingers touched her full breast, I could feel her body trembling faintly. They were soft and springy, pleasantly soft beneath my touch. Ignoring Bai Ningbing's expression, my hand moved lower. The lower it went, the redder Bai Ningbing's face became. Her entire body shook with anger, and her breathing grew ragged. In the end, as I needed her and kept exploring lower, she even let out a muffled moan. When I heard her say my name, I pressed a finger from my other hand to her lips. Could you stop calling your patron by name? Then what should I call you? Call me mistress. At those words, Bai Ningbing's face nearly turned purple with rage. After a long standoff, she still could not force out that humiliating title. I did not actually have that sort of kink. I was only teasing her. Just like that, bullying her left me immensely satisfied. Every way I could think of to torment someone, I tried on Bai Ningbing. When my buddy, Ito Makoto, came to see me, she had already accepted her fate, wearing an apron as she cleaned. Like a housewife, Ito Makoto's eyes widened. He pulled me aside and whispered, "You are really making Bai Ningbing serve you like this?" I did not understand. She is bankrupt. What else do you expect? Ito Makoto looked deeply worried. Even bankrupt, someone like Bai Ningbing has countless ways to make a comeback. I thought his fears were unnecessary, because he had not seen Bai Ningbing being humiliated by those people. If she truly had something up her sleeve, how could she have let herself fall so low? I was certain she could not. This time, she was truly finished. Seeing Ito Makoto still did not believe me, I called out to Bai Ningbing nearby. Bai Ningbing, come here. Tell Ito Makoto yourself what you are to me now. Bai Ningbing obediently came over at first, but the moment she understood my demand, she abruptly looked up. Humiliation and unwillingness flashed across her face. I put my hands on my hips and glared at her. What? You took the money, and you are still too embarrassed to admit it. At the mention of money, she had no choice. She stopped before me and lowered her eyes. In a strained, humiliated whisper, she said, "I am your canary." Ito Makoto watched from the side, his jaw nearly hitting the floor. I beamed smugly. "See, I did not lie to you. Want me to prove it with my hands again?" When he saw me reaching for Bai Ningbing again, his face full of terror, he stammered, No need." After Bai Ningbing turned back to her cleaning, he finally spoke, his mouth twitching. "Bai Ningbing, selling yourself for money. I still find it hard to believe. What do you make her do every day?" At that, I stammered, "She belongs entirely to me now. What else could she do?" Ito Makoto glanced at Bai Ningbing again. He seemed to need a long moment to convince himself, before he let out a quiet sigh. "Forget it. As for Bai Ningbing, if it is really like this, then you have really struck gold. You lucky bastard, you have it made." Not long after my buddy left, word got out that Bai Ningbing was living at my place. My friend group chat kept tagging me nonstop. "Fang Yuan, have you lost your mind? You dared to mess with Bai Ningbing? What exactly did you do to her? Even bankrupt, Bai Ningbing would not sell herself, right? Fang Yuan, with a knockout like Bai Ningbing, you had better watch your health." When I saw that last message, I could not help swallowing. I turned toward the bathroom, where Bai Ningbing was diligently washing my underwear. I could not stop my imagination from running wild. Bai Ningbing must have felt my stare like needles on her back. She could not help turning around. "What exactly are you looking at?" Seeing the lecherous look in my eyes, Bai Ningbing finally realized where I was staring. Flushed and angry, she covered her chest with her hands. Fang Yuan, caught staring. I was a little embarrassed at first, but I quickly came to my senses. I was her patron now. Why could I not look? and she actually dared to cover herself. I answered self-righteously. What are you yelling for? I am keeping you now. That was mine to begin with. What is wrong with taking a look? I will not just look. I will touch too. Bai Ningbing never expected me to be so blunt. She choked on a breath, unable to swallow it or let it out. Her face turned red again. I marched toward her aggressively. What do you mean, me? Did I say something wrong? You are acting so guilty. Did you have work done? If you did, then I am returning you. As I finished speaking, Bai Ningbing's expression shifted again and again. But as my final word fell, she suddenly gave a cold laugh, as though she had made up her mind. She strode toward me, making as if to undress. Fine. Whether the first have had work done or not. Come and get a good look. I was completely caught off guard. All I could do was watch Bai Ningbing take off her clothes and cross the room to me in a few strides. My mind went blank. She suddenly grabbed her pants and yanked them down. Just then, loud pounding suddenly sounded at the door. In that instant, it felt as though I had grabbed a lifeline. I did not dare look at Bai Ningbing again. I turned away and scrambled over to open the door. Who is it? I am coming. When I opened the door, a handsome, fashionably dressed man stood outside. He fiercely demanded to know whether Bai Ningbing was here. I recognized him as Boxiao, the eldest son of the Ji family. He seemed to have been close to Bai Ningbing before. After what had just happened, my heart was pounding. I hurriedly stepped back and pointed him toward Bai Ningbing. Boxiao shoved me aside and ran over. At some point, Bai Ningbing had swiftly put her clothes back on, even throwing on a jacket, but she was still clutching my underwear in her hand. When Boxiao saw what Bai Ningbing was holding, his eyes instantly reddened. He snapped at me. How could you make Sister Ningbing do something like this? I scratched my head. Actually, I really did not make her wash it. She volunteered. Bai Ningbing did not even glance at us. She turned and went back into the bathroom, turning on the faucet and continuing to wash it. Boxiao's heart ached terribly. He rushed over and pulled Bai Ningbing away. Sister Ningbing, do not degrade yourself like this. How much is he paying you? I will give you double. I will take you out of here. Those words made my heart jolt. I knew Boxiao's family was richer than mine. If this became a bidding war, I probably could not keep up. I hurried carefully to Bai Ningbing's side and looked at her pleadingly. The more arrogant I had been moments ago, the more deflated I was now. I should have treated Bai Ningbing better. What if she decided I was poor and perverted and chose another patron? Instead, Bai Ningbing shot me a glare, then coolly told Boxiao no need. In that instant, my whole world lit up. Oh, Bai Ningbing. Wonderful Bai Ningbing. She had only just become my caged canary, and she was already such a well-behaved little canary. Boxiao was both angry and anxious. What leverage does he have over you? Tell me. I can help you. I swear. Bai Ningbing continued working diligently. Her tone was calm. There is no leverage. I took his money, so I will honor our agreement. I was deeply moved listening beside her. No wonder she was the woman I had dreamed of having. She had such integrity. I nodded again and again. Exactly. I already paid her. You should leave now. That only made Boxiao feel worse for her. He turned and glared at me. With your meager wealth, how much could you possibly give Sister Ningbing? And you dare humiliate her with money. How many days did you book Sister Ningbing for? I will take over when you are done. That startled me again. It was my first time being a patron, so I had not learned to pay upfront before checking the goods, including what I spent at the bar. It seemed I had only thrown 30,000 yuan at Bai Ningbing altogether. That was only enough to keep her for 3 days. Bai Ningbing seemed reminded of that too. Her gaze swept over me, and the corner of her lips slowly curved upward. Right. I nearly forgot. Mr. Fang only booked me for 3 days. Tomorrow, I will be free. She stared at me. Is that right, Mr. Fang? Alarm bells rang in my head. Before I could speak, Boxiao had already scoffed. He tossed out a card. HMPH. Fang Yuan, you are unbelievably cheap. There is 200,000 yuan on this card. I am taking her away early. I lifted my chin and refused. I do not agree. Even rentals come with a right of first refusal. What gives you the right to steal her from me? He gave a cold laugh and threw down another card. 500,000 yuan. Who do you take me for? Do you think I am that poor? 2 million. Do not bother raising it again. My family has money. This small amount means nothing to me, all right? 5 million. Enough. Stop it. 20 million. Hearing that number, I fell silent. 20 million. My monthly allowance was for 100,000 yuan. That could last me for years. Seeing my twitching mouth and speechless face, Boxiao gave a smug smile. See, Sister Ningbing, she cannot afford to keep you. I looked at Bai Ningbing. A sense of helplessness washed over me. If I kept her, I would sacrifice much of my monthly allowance. But if I sold her to Boxiao, I would not need money from my family for years. If I slept with Bai Ningbing tonight, then transferred her tomorrow to Boxiao, it would not be much of a loss. Bai Ningbing's formerly calm face changed when she saw how torn I was. It seemed to crack bit by bit. I cautiously tried to negotiate with Boxiao. How about you come tomorrow? Bai Ningbing suddenly cut me off coldly. Enough. What exactly do you take me for? She turned a grave expression on Boxiao. Mr. G, this bidding war of yours. Are you deliberately humiliating me? I went bankrupt. I have fallen on hard times, but I still have dignity. I am not some commodity for you to trade as you please. Then she looked at me. Since Mr. Fang sees me as nothing but an object to trade, I will leave tomorrow and earn money with my own hands. I will not humiliate myself again. With that, Bai Ningbing turned away furiously and locked herself in the bathroom. Boxiao and I were left outside, at a loss, staring at each other. We apologized and pleaded with her, but she ignored us completely. Boxiao said so much to Bai Ningbing through the door, but eventually left, his voice choked with emotion. I looked at her silhouette behind the frosted glass and spoke softly. Bai Ningbing, I am sorry. That is not what I meant. She gave a cold snort. I kept explaining. I brought you home. I even bought you so many things. Of course, I see you as my own. Finally, she gave a cold laugh and spoke for the first time in 2 hours. When Boxiao offered 20 million yuan, can you honestly say you did not consider selling me? At those words, I was left speechless. Damn it, that was 20 million yuan. It is not like I am as rich as he is. Was I not even allowed to be tempted for a second? Knowing I was in the wrong, I apologized quietly. Bai Ningbing, I am sorry, okay? Since you have already come home with me, I promise, no matter how much anyone offers me in the future, I will not be tempted again. She replied in a sinister tone. What if it were 100 million? Hearing that, I fell silent again. Do not test me like this. Who could withstand a temptation like that? When Bai Ningbing saw I had no answer, it wounded her pride all over again. There was even a trace of sorrow in her voice. Fine. I understand. I did not know what else to say. I could only pace anxiously around the living room. That evening, when I helplessly called out for the 8th time, Bai Ningbing, I'm starving. She finally emerged, her face cold as she made me dinner. Then she shut herself in the guest bedroom again. She was utterly determined to cut ties with me. Nothing I did could sway her, and I was out of options. She would probably really leave tomorrow, so I decided to go for broke. Bai Ningbing, even if you are leaving tomorrow, do not forget that today, you are still mine. For one day as my canary, you must fulfill a canary's duties for that day. The room fell silent for a long moment, then a faint voice drifted out. What do you want? I answered without hesitation. I want to sleep with you. Before, her oral skills had been so good that I had not even made it to the real thing. But now she was leaving. I had to make the most of her first. 2 minutes later, the guest room door creaked open. Bai Ningbing wore only a nightgown. Her full breast looked alluring in the warm light. Are you sure? Are you sure? My gaze drifted downward. I swallowed unconsciously. I am sure. Perhaps she was simply determined to leave. Bai Ningbing did not argue with me. She only wanted to fulfill her final duty. As it turned out, she did not hold back. She really knew what she was doing. So, well that I could barely take it. After 5 intense rounds, my whole body went limp. She kissed my ear, her husky voice curling around it. Did you not say at least 7 times? Master. Rapid, low gasps mingled with the warmth of her lips. I was roused again. When I woke the next day, she was already gone. I tried calling Bai Ningbing's name a few times, but there was no answer. At home, there were clearly more everyday items I had bought for Bai Ningbing, yet it still felt empty. Bai Ningbing had left. At last, I accepted it. Just last night, we had been tangled together, closer than ever. Yet today, she could leave without a backward glance. Even if I was the one who first considered selling her, she did not have to be so heartless. After pacing anxiously around the apartment, I slumped miserably onto the couch. My mind filled with memories of ordering Bai Ningbing around these past 2 days. She had such a great body, And she was so capable. And I had actually driven her away. I let out a long sigh and picked up my phone, wanting to watch some suggestive videos to cheer myself up. But my buddy suddenly sent me a flood of messages. Holy crap, Fang Yuan, look. What is going on? Didn't you keep Bai Ningbing as your canary? Why is she delivering food again? And she is unbelievably unlucky. Taking an order in a neighborhood full of rich playboys. Oh, I feel so bad for her. Now I finally understood why scholars and old tales loved rescuing women in distress. I wanted to rescue her too. At the bottom was a video. At the entrance to a residential complex in the video, Bai Ningbing wore a little kangaroo delivery helmet, dressed in a delivery uniform. Her pants were torn into places. Several expensively dressed rich young men had surrounded her, pointing and sneering. What do you mean? You got into an accident. According to the app, you were 13 minutes late. Why is Miss Bai dawdling too? Who are you trying to fool with that pathetic act? Exactly. We do not have to file a complaint. Kneel before my sister and apologize. Then we will let this go. So, are you going to kneel or not? Bai Ningbing kept her head lowered, meekly enduring it all. She kept apologizing under her breath. She looked even more fragile and pitiful than when I saw her at the bar. I shot to my feet. Damn it, they dared bully my canary like this. How could anyone tolerate this? I certainly could not. I asked my buddy, when did this happen? He replied, it looks like just now. The neighborhood in the background looked familiar. It was right next to mine. I grabbed my keys and rushed out. When I got there, they were still humiliating her. I shouted, stop. They all turned to look at me at once. I pulled a thick wad of cash from my bag and threw it at them. What are you making such a fuss about? So, what if she was 13 minutes late? Do you not know he is mine? He had a little spat with me and went out delivering food. Who are you to bully him? This covers your food with a little extra for your trouble. Take it and leave, unless you want to make headlines. The socialites had looked disdainful at first, but when they saw it was me, their expressions shifted slightly. My father's company might not have been among the very best, but my mother came from a powerful old political family. Hardly anyone in our circle truly dared cross me. They whispered among themselves for a moment, shot me a resentful glare, then turned and left. Bai Ningbing remained where he was, neither humble nor defiant, like a delicate white flower battered by wind and rain. My heart aching, I brushed the dirt from her face. Bai Ningbing, look at you. Wouldn't you be better off coming home with me? Out here, they bully you until you end up like this. She pressed her lips together, too stubborn to say a word. Only then did I clearly see the tears in her pants. There were faint traces of blood around the edges. Seeing that he seemed injured beneath them, I reached out to check, but Bai Ningbing instantly sucked in a sharp breath of pain. I jumped. Does it hurt badly? He nodded instinctively, then shook his head. Sniffling, he said, do you even care? Of course I care. I rushed over here to save you. Doesn't that prove I mean it? Let me see if it is serious. He still resisted my touch, his neck stiff with defiance. Am I not just your little toy? If I get damaged, you can just replace me. What is there to look at? His expression was icy as he spoke, but his voice held a faint tremor, like a prickly, proud child who had been abandoned. I hurriedly said, no. I said I would take care of you, and that means I will be responsible for you. Stop delivering food. Come home with me. Bai Ningbing bit his lip and looked at me. Hurt slowly welled up in his eyes. Go home with you. Then, when someone offers the right price, you will sell me off. He really still cared about this, having just gone through bankruptcy. Betrayal was probably what he feared most. That only made my heart ache for him more. Believe me, even if someone offered me $1 billion, I would never sell you. Really? In the end, Bai Ningbing reluctantly came home with me. Then I remembered something, and quickly turned back to remind him. Oh, right, Bai Ningbing. Though I was the one who asked you to come back, you are still my canary. Your duties have not changed. I am the one paying the bills here. As I went on, I somehow grew less and less confident. Bai Ningbing only watched me quietly, then nodded. He agreed obediently. I felt momentarily dazed, as I softly made a request. Then, when you are home, take your top off first. Bai Ningbing froze. He quickly understood. He glared at me with puffed cheeks, but silently took off his top anyway. Is this okay? Yes, that is fine. I nodded repeatedly. Oh, and your pants. I was just about to remind him to change his pants too, when I saw Bai Ningbing already reclining against the couch as if it were perfectly natural, taking off his delivery pants and slipping into that maid outfit. Hearing me speak, he even lifted his head. What? The scene I had just witnessed flashed through my mind. Remembering some details from last night, my face flushed. I stammered, "No, nothing. I'll go get the first aid kit." If I had not gotten close to her, I never would have known her tolerance for pain was so low. On his knees were the wounds from falling off his scooter. As I treated them, he would hiss in pain whenever I touched him. I had no choice but to dab medicine onto each wound, then gently blow on it. Only then would she stop complaining. As I put away the first aid kit, I could not help saying, "Seriously, which one of us is the canary here?" He blinked innocently at me. "Am I not the one in a maid outfit, working at home?" That left me speechless. Well, he was not wrong. Every day at home, Bai Ningbing did as I asked. He wore a maid outfit, followed my demands, let me touch him and sleep with him, and work diligently. Sometimes my demands made his face redden and his body tremble with anger. But there was nothing he could do. He simply endured it in silence. Seeing his face flushed red from holding it in, I felt ridiculously pleased. But my blissful days did not last long. My dad suddenly stormed over. News that I was keeping Bai Ningbing had completely spread through our circle. Some wealthy young heirs envied me for getting there first. But more of them were enemies Bai Ningbing had made in the business world. His methods had always been ruthless, and he acted decisively. He had once ruled the business world, and no one dared say a word. But once he fell from power, those he had once offended could no longer sit still. Keeping Bai Ningbing not only eased his debt burden, but also shielded him from much of the hostility. But because of that, I became a target of their hatred too. And there are countless ways to strike at someone in business. My dad was hit hard. Clutching his chest, he said, "Fang Yuan, can we stop keeping him?" I looked at our stock, glowing green with losses, shocked and deeply conflicted. After all, I had only recently promised Bai Ningbing that if I took him in, I would be responsible for him. Who could have expected this? My dad showed me the state of the company. Nearly every employee was on edge, living in fear that they would lose their jobs. At any moment, there were even uncles and aunts who would watch me grow up. They had gained so much gray hair. I felt guilty because of my own selfish desire. I had dragged so many people into this. I could not abandon my family, but I did not know how to tell Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing knew nothing about it. As usual, he moved in and out of the dining room in his maid outfit. 3 dishes and a soup, all of them my favorites. Normally, if the food suited my taste this well, I would definitely reward Bai Ningbing by giving him a grope. But today, I only ate a few bites, burdened with worry, then returned to my bedroom. I lay beneath the covers, lost in thought. Much later, someone else entered the room. The mattress behind me sank slightly. A familiar scent washed over me. For a long while, I did not move. Then Bai Ningbing's gentle voice sounded. "What is wrong today? Why are you feeling so low?" I had not figured out how to tell him, so I brushed it off. It is that time of the month. He must have known I was upset. Quietly, he lifted the covers and laid down beside me, holding me. His warm hands rested against my temples. "Let me massage them for you." I wanted to refuse, but I was afraid he would overthink it. So, I had let him. His palms kneaded my temples in a steady rhythm. Before long, I felt so comfortable I could barely stand it. "Bai Ningbing, what is it?" "I just wanted to say your name. I am here." A few more days passed. My dad still had no way to break the deadlock, and the stock kept sinking day by day. I could not put it off any longer. Outside, I rehearsed several times how to tell Bai Ningbing that I could not keep him anymore. I took a deep breath and pushed open the bedroom door. Bai Ningbing was seated at the computer with his back to me. The screen was lit. It was a search page. Only when I walked closer did I see the bold words at the top. "Canary's Guide. How to Keep Your Patron's Heart." While I stood there stunned, Bai Ningbing swiftly closed the page. He turned to me and asked, "What is it?" Pointing at the computer, I asked, "What were you looking at just now?" "You saw it, and you are still asking." She looked startled. I was debating whether to admit I had seen it, when he suddenly sighed. "It cannot be helped. You have been losing interest in me lately. You do not touch me, hold me, or sleep with me. It seems I am about to lose my job." His voice grew quieter as he spoke, and by the end, he sounded a little hurt. "Did you find someone more suitable than me out there?" I froze at those words. I had not found anyone else, but it did seem like he was truly about to lose his job, and Bai Ningbing saw all of my hesitation and uncertainty. He lowered his eyes. So that is how it is? It is all right. Fortunately, from the beginning, I never believed you when you said you would never abandon me. People always lose interest eventually. I understand. It is just that things did not end well with the delivery platform last time. I do not know whether I can go back to work there. He pressed his lips together, his eyes shining with stubborn defiance. Seeing how proud he was, guilt surged through me. I pulled him into my arms. Bai Ningbing, I am sorry. The moment I said it, his body went rigid. The air around us seemed to turn cold. I really cannot keep you anymore, because I took you in. My dad's company has been targeted and is close to collapse. Even though I really like you, I have no choice. Somehow, the air did not feel cold anymore. Then Bai Ningbing asked, what did you just say? You have no choice? I cannot ignore my family. My dad's company has been targeted and is close to collapse. What came after? My dad's company is being targeted and might collapse. The one where you said you really like me. No, I really like you. He seemed to chuckle softly, then gently hugged me back. That is enough. Bai Ningbing needed time to find a new place, so he could not move out that same day. But now that we had talked it out, my worries were gone. I had to make the most of every second before he left, determined to wring every last drop out of him. After all, we could not fool around like this anymore. Bai Ningbing seemed able to read my mind. He worked harder and harder, so hard that I felt I was starting to need him. I told my dad I wanted a few more days. He said he understood, but strangely, after that day, our company's stock started climbing again. I was baffled. I had decided to stop keeping Bai Ningbing. I had not even mentioned it to anyone. How could it have taken effect so quickly? And the strange events did not stop there. The companies that had joined forces against my family were exposed one after another for tax issues, product issues, and all kinds of other problems. For a while, they were too busy saving themselves to target my family at all. My dad called me and let out a villainous cackle. Ha ha ha, they got what they deserved. Once he had laughed enough, I cautiously asked, does that mean I can keep Bai Ningbing after all? At that, my dad's laughter stopped short. But, Fang Yuan, once they deal with all this and recover, they will still come after us. I answered gloomily. All right. I turned to find Bai Ningbing obediently mopping the floor. Sadly, I gave his perp but a squeeze. In today's, I will not get to touch it anymore. Let me enjoy it while I still can. He nodded obediently. But 2 days later, the companies targeting us announced bankruptcy one after another. Even my dad was dumbfounded. How could this happen? Those companies were no small players. How could they just collapse? I told him, I do not know anything about this. How would I know? I was too thrilled at being able to keep fooling around with Bai Ningbing, to care about anything else. After brushing him off, I hurriedly ended the call, then returned to my room. Before I could even open the door, I heard someone inside talking. Since Bai Ningbing had supposedly gone bankrupt, aside from people mocking him, no one had reached out to him on their own. Who was he talking to? Curiosity got the better of me, so I pressed my ear to the door. Just then, I heard Bai Ningbing's casual voice. So what if they have not gone bankrupt? Whoever dares talk nonsense around him is asking to be ruined? In that instant, my mind went blank. Did not go bankrupt? Who did not go bankrupt? Bai Ningbing? The Bai Ningbing I pinned beneath me every day and toyed with as I pleased. I was too shocked that even when I heard footsteps inside, I still did not think to move. I just stood stupidly at the door, staring at Bai Ningbing as he opened it and walked out. I was frozen stiff. He looked slightly uneasy. You finished talking to your family so soon? I stammered. Yes, I did. He sensed something was off. Did you hear something? I denied it desperately. No, I did not hear anything. I heard nothing. He narrowed his eyes slightly. Then why are you so nervous? I turned to flee. No, I am just so happy. I need to use the bathroom. But before I took even half a step, Bai Ningbing grabbed my wrist and pulled me back. He threw himself into my arms with a soft laugh. Fang Yuan, do you know that touching your ear whenever you lie is adorable? At those words, my vision went dark. Oh, no, that way of talking. He really had not gone bankrupt. When I thought of everything I had done to him lately, I wanted the ground to swallow me whole. You, let go of me. Instead, his arms tightened around my waist. What is wrong? You told me not to go out just last night. The moment he mentioned last night, I covered my face, utterly mortified. Ha, ha, ha. Stop talking. You were not bankrupt. Yet you still became my kept man. How can you be such a pervert? He looked up and gently bit my earlobe. Fang Yuan, which is more perverted, you, for offering to keep me. Or me, for simply going along with it. I clapped a hand over his mouth. I was being kind-hearted. Out of pure compassion. I did not want my rival suffering out on the streets. I had practically slapped him. But he was not upset in the least. Instead, he stuck out his tongue and gently licked my palm. The warm, slick sensation hit me like an electric shock. Every hair on my body stood on end. Bai Ningbing gave me a seductive smile. There are plenty of ways to keep me from suffering. Fang Yuan, why did you choose this one? I could barely take it anymore. But I still put up a stubborn fight. Back then, I wanted to torment and humiliate you. He only gave a lazy hum. Fang Yuan, are you sure that was humiliation, not a reward? At those words, I suddenly recalled all the times I bullied Bai Ningbing. His flushed face, his bright red ears, and his faintly trembling body. He had not been angry at all. At that thought, my scalp prickled in waves. Bai Ningbing, how can you be such a pervert? He kissed my Adam's apple again. Fang Yuan, do you not like it? He deliberately rubbed his tongue back and forth over my sensitive spot. I finally snapped. I scooped up Bai Ningbing and threw him onto the bed. If I do not devour you completely today, then my name is not Fang. In the end, Bai Ningbing came clean and stopped pretending. He no longer cared about my authority as his patron. Even when I told him I could not take any more, he would not listen. The next day, I could not get out of bed. Furious, I curled beneath the covers and refused to show my face. Not until Bai Ningbing brought fragrant breakfast to my bedside did I poke my head out and snap, using food to tempt me. Damn you. He remained perfectly relaxed. Fang Yuan, you are adorable when you curse too. At that, my face burned red. Enough. Shut up. You fake bankrupt. Con artist. He looked completely innocent. I never meant to deceive you. I rolled my eyes. Since you were not bankrupt, do not tell me. You could not handle those people who bullied you. He blinked. I did have the ability to handle them. I pretended I was about to hit him. And only then did he continue. Pretending to go bankrupt was meant to draw all those people out. I froze. I asked what he meant. Bai Ningbing sighed, then patiently explained. Some time ago, he had discovered a mole in his company. Because he held so much power in the industry, there had always been plenty of people with ulterior motives. Even more people flattered him to his face, while undermining him behind his back. So, Bai Ningbing turned their scheme against them. He pretended to be bankrupt, hoping to lure out everyone plotting against him in one stroke. He could also use the chance to see which of the people around him were truly sincere and trustworthy. But who would have thought? The first to appear would be me, this huge pervert. Feeling embarrassed, I tried to drag him down with me. What about you? You could not resist temptation either. I said I would keep you, and you came with me. Bai Ningbing nodded without a hint of shame. Of course I did. Hearing that, I was taken aback. He raised a brow. I like you. I wanted to go with you. Is that not allowed? I was even more stunned. I could barely speak. You. What did you say? Bai Ningbing looked up and kissed my forehead. I said I like you. Fang Yuan, I have liked you for a very long time. At last, he explained why he had always acted so cold and aloof. It was because of a friend-finding post I reposted on QQ as a kid. In the dating preferences section, my cringy teenage self had plainly written aloof. A top student and the school beauty. Bai Ningbing took it very seriously. He studied desperately to maintain his top student image, while acting indifferent to everything to seem aloof. But later, the way I looked at him suddenly became a lot more resentful. He started wondering where exactly he had gone wrong. I laughed so hard my stomach hurt. Seriously, he gave a solemn nod. Why would I lie to you? Then why did you leave on your own before? I could not stop you. He sighed. Because I was not sure how you felt about me then. What if you really sold me off to someone else? I would have had nowhere to seek justice. Fine. Then why did you go deliver food? He spread his hands and put on a pitiful look, to see if I could get your attention. After I told my buddy about it, he was not surprised at all. He just looked at me like I was an idiot. I figured it out ages ago. I just did not dare say it. Only you would believe. Bai Ningbing would become just anyone's kept man. His words left me dumbfounded. Damn it, this really made me look stupid. So, I took all my frustration out on Bai Ningbing. He neither got angry nor impatient. A faint smile lingered on his lips as he watched me nibble all over him. Later, I brought Bai Ningbing home. My father was so moved that tears streamed down his face. Actually, I have always wanted to ask you about the secrets of running a company. Not building my company into an industry leader has always been my biggest regret. Bai Ningbing held nothing back, sharing all his own secrets. My father excitedly patted his shoulder, wanting to become sworn brothers with him. Bai Ningbing was so startled that he repeatedly refused. Uncle, we cannot do that. If I became your brother, wouldn't that make my relationship with Fang Yuan a mess? My father looked at Bai Ningbing, then at me, and sighed. All right. On the way back, Bai Ningbing kept taking credit, saying he had won over his future father-in-law so easily. He demanded a reward. His smugness was driving me crazy. So I simply swatted his perky butt. Is this reward enough? But he caught my hand. His body loomed over me, followed by a rain of kisses. No, this is more like it. Only when his kisses left my head spinning did I finally push him away. Bai Ningbing, stop. Bai Ningbing licked his lips insatiably. Fang Yuan, I still like the way you look when you say, you will keep me. I snapped. I cannot afford to keep you. How could that be? I am very easy to keep. How easy? 3 times a day is enough. Bai Ningbing, you pervert.